The business competition is very high. In order to be unique, in order to shine out and to stand up for your innovation, you need to have something that others doesn't have. I think that is the main issue here that keeps the Israeli entrepreneurs busy all the time. How can they deliver the most innovative technologies and solutions without fewer layers of, let's say, bureaucracy?
Hello， 各位地缘经济学的同学们，大家好。今天的课程要带大家来看看以色列。2023年10月7号呢，以哈战争爆发之后，以色列就进入了长期的战时状态哦。他们的国防支出增加，财政赤字扩大，投资和出口也受到了影响。OECD 在2025年以色列经济调查当中指出，战争确实推升了军事支出，也伤害了投资和出口啊。不过呢，以色列的经济仍然展现了强大的韧性啊，这背后当然和他们的金融体系、高就业率以及活跃的高科技产业有关啦。所以今天这一集呢，我们就要来问问看，为什么明明在打仗，经济数字却能够表现亮眼？现在就一起来上课喽！一个国家一旦进入战争状态，在经济上通常会遇到几件事情，像是投资人观望、企业人力被动员、航空物流、保险成本上升，还有海外客户重新评估风险等等。以色列这几年面对的就是这样的环境，不过经济却能逆势成长。到底是怎么办到的？我们直接请以色列驻台代表处经贸部长 Avi Doron 来告诉我们。
Thank you very much, first of all, for having me. When I researched for my name and the relationship and correlation to a Mandarin meaning, I learned also that in Mandarin it sounds very nice that Aviv means the spring season, 春天, and Doron means gift, 礼物. So as a gift for the spring season, that was my birth date. And it's also a very nice story to tell colleagues and also new people that I meet. So I get very emotional from one hand, but also very proud of the fact that I also have a meaning for the name that is also means something in Mandarin.
That's nice, right? So your insight today is gonna be a very great gift to our audience. 在访问里面 ，Aviv 告诉我们，以色列在战争爆发后，很多企业主的思维反而更积极，要如何做才能更快地把产品交付到客人手中，反而不是担心自己的公司到底做不做得下去。
Ever since October 7 broke out, I would say that the first reaction was, of course, shock, uncertainty, and disruption. War is not a good thing, and when it happens, it's not good for any side. But when we are looking on the economic overview and also about the industrial segment in Israel, we saw that manufacturers, company owners, founders, they were not asking or saying, we cannot do it. They were asking, how can we do it, and how can we do it even faster? Because when you're located in Israel, your market will probably be the global market. So even though everything was disrupted, they started to work under, let's say, war operational methods. For example, reacting much faster, keeping all the trade paths as open as possible, meaning the ports kept on delivering as much as they could. For tech companies are working online, so it was much easier for them. But it was not easy in the sense of the fact that many people were drafted. So they somehow had to share their time in between their families, their personal responsibility, their place of work, which is their professional responsibility, and also to the reserve military force, which was their national responsibility.
Yes.
So given all these, let's say, spectrum of responsibilities, founders, CEOs, CTOs, all the, let's say, the C-level as well as the operational and work level employees that were working in the Israeli industry, they found a way to make this entire ecosystem working despite the fact that there is war going on. So they found this kind of mechanism and kept it moving, meaning They delivered as much as possible on time, and they kept on maintaining relationship with the global ecosystem, with their investors, with their business partners, to ensure and to get the global side rest assured that even though the Middle East is not, let's say, stable at the moment, the Israeli industry and economy is keeping on and delivering regardless of the circumstances. Delivering all the time.
根据以色列央行的数据呢，2025年以色列 GDP 成长2.9%，高于2024年的1%。商业部门产出在2024年萎缩，但2025年却成长了3.2%。但央行也提醒了，整体产出水准和成长速度仍然低于长期趋势。不过政府的态度和作为很关键。
The government did not stay idle on this. That was, I think, one of the highest responsibilities of the government to sustain and to ensure that the industrial sectors in Israel are always being supported and has all the tools and everything that they need in order to keep on and deliver. So, as I mentioned before, they maintain that all aerial ports, naval ports will be open. They issued several programs. For example, Israel Innovation Authority. They issued a program from 100 million shekel that later on grew up to 400 million shekel. It's roughly speaking 10 times more in NTD, which basically provided sort of like a runway for young startups, the ones that were in very, let's say, premature stages, to keep on and run, and it gave them a runway of 6 months, 12 months, sometimes 18 months, in order to get to their POC stage and also to become more commercial. On the other hand, the ministry that I'm part of, the Israeli Ministry of Economy and Industry, provided different support tools. One of them is called World Growth Grant, which enabled Israeli companies, entrepreneurs to go out to the global market. It was sometimes, for Taiwanese to travel to Israel during these very uneasy times, it's almost impossible. But when Israeli companies are traveling to a third market and meeting with the like Taiwanese guests, investors, and also business partners or potential business partners, it's much easier to do the connection. Our main role would be to connect in between the local ecosystems where we are deployed at. For example, in Taiwan, what I do, I'm mostly focused in creating new pathways of collaboration in between the Taiwanese industry and the Israeli industry. And of course, encourage Taiwanese investors to seek for investment opportunities in Israel.
Aviv 讲到的 runway 就是新创手上的现金还能支撑多久？战争一来，投资人可能延后决策，募资时间拉长。早期新创最怕现金突然断掉。以色列创新局在2023年10月宣布启动约1亿谢克尔的快速补助，协助拥有重要技术资产但短期募资受到冲击的新创延长营运时间。后续这项快速通道的预算扩大到4亿谢克尔，大约44亿新台币。政府没有办法替每一家公司创造市场，但可以替有潜力的公司多争取几个月的时间。
So I got a number from here that say that Israel's tech startup raised like $15.6 billion in 2025 and up 68% from 2023. Could you explain this data or numbers to our audience?
Right. Yes. The data that you refer to actually relies on a baseline from 2023, and we actually saw a spike of like $15.6 billion in private funding. Okay, which basically says that if I'm coming from the international angle and try to look on the data and try to understand what's behind the data, I would say that for Israeli companies, the global world is their market from day one. So it means that most of their business is not coming from the domestic market in Israel. Israel is a very small market. When you're an Israeli entrepreneur, you think globally from day one. because you're not looking on Israel as your main market, you're looking on the entire world as your main market.
根据 Startup Nation Central 的资料呢，以色列高科技公司2025年募资156亿美元，高于2024年的122亿美元。高科技产业大约占以色列 GDP 的20%，就业的15%，以及出口的一半以上。不过资金变得更挑了，2025年募资交易件数降到10年新低，但单笔交易金额变大，私人投资案的中位数达到1000万美元，较2024年增加67%。这表示在高度风险的环境下，市场变得更务实了。技术能不能解决问题，公司能不能交付，团队能不能撑得住，都是资金考量的要素。
You mentioned a lot about faster a company needs to. Is that because you are living under a threat or war situation make you guys have to do everything quick and make everything faster so that you can I don't know, get through or break through the whole situation? I don't know. Is that?
I would say that in this in this regards, it's not about being in a situation of war that creates more innovation or encourages people to do things faster. I think that it's a complexity of things. For example, Middle East is a very dry area. We are situated in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
So, they said that necessity is the mother of all innovation. Mm-hmm. We had no water and we had no trading partners surrounding us. We needed to find ways to generate water. For example, one of the most, let's say, renowned innovation coming from Israel would be the drip irrigation, which is coming actually from the deserted areas of Israel, from the southern part of Israel. Mm-hmm. They found a way to drip irrigate plants, so you don't use a high amount of water, and you're also doing it in a very rigid area, which is a very dry area, and it's not really prepared or ready for plants. Mm-hmm. Because you cannot really grow food over there. But they found a way to do it over there. So it means that at the end of the day, necessity is the mother of all innovations. When you're basically in a need, in a very urgent need to have water, to grow food, and to basically create, let's say, global trade collaboration with the entire world, you need to be very innovative. You need to think outside of the box. Nowadays, I would say pace is important not because of the war. The pace is important right now because the competition is very high. And when you're looking on the global competition, before this interview, we're chatting about LLM. You see it by yourself over the news. Every other day, you read about new feature and new advantage that this engine has and the other engine doesn't have, etc., etc. So the business competition is very high. In order to be unique, in order to shine out and to stand up for your innovation, you need to have something that others doesn't have. So I think that is the main issue here that keeps the Israeli entrepreneurs busy all the time. How can they deliver the most innovative technologies and solutions without fewer layers of, let's say, bureaucracy?
以色列的很多创新通常是从解决问题开始的，水不够怎么种植作物，市场太小怎么卖到全世界，环境不稳企业怎么维持交付，资安威胁增加客户怎么保护系统，能够找出解方就是一个新的契机。
From Taiwan and Israel, we probably have different industrial aspect because in Taiwan we are more focusing on manufacturing parts.
Right.
But in Israel, you have a lot of innovation and I don't know how to say that, the real things that or the products things, right? Is quite different. So that means that we can, in Taiwan and Israel, can cooperate more intensely or we can learn from each other in different ways?
I think both ways. First of all, complementary economies mean that I have something that you don't have. So I can complement you. So I think this is exactly what's fitting the Taiwan-Israel economic or industrial relationship, okay? Taiwan brings very strong skill of industrial manufacturing. And Israel brings to the table very strong R&D capabilities and also the problem-solving skill. It is helpful when you're taking the innovation coming from, let's say, Israel in the R&D stage and you put it within the new machinery being produced in Taiwan, you will eventually get a solution that is able to compete in the global market. And I think that in that sense, peer learning is, I would say, it's something that has to happen in every kind of transaction like this, because the Taiwanese will learn from the Israeli, which will learn from the Taiwanese as well. It will happen back and forth. But at the end of the day, we bring to the tables two major skills that together are creating much bigger product or solution than each side can do alone. You know, and no company can do everything from A to Z alone. It needs partners.
When you are seeking for collaboration with Taiwanese companies, economically or trading partners, something like that, Israeli companies or Israeli parts, we'll think of the geopolitical issues. For example, like China and Taiwan, we have some issues are still going on and probably not very stable, and maybe someday, because people see Taiwan as a very high-risky region sometimes. So is that a factor to make for Israeli companies to make any decisions to work with Taiwan or not?
I have to say that from my perspective here in the last almost 4 years, I haven't seen this. I think Israeli business people are very focused in whatever they're looking for, and they try to put everything which is not related to business outside of the equation. I believe that, as Israelis, okay, we of course have very complicated situations back home, okay? And we leave it back home because we would like to focus on business here. And I believe that focus and clarity, and of course, mitigating any kind of difference, for example, cultural difference, for example, language difference. For someone who is not, let's say, fluent in Mandarin Chinese and is not able to understand the subtext of a meeting, we try to help them, but we also highlight and clarify to the Israeli companies, please be very much to the point and talk about what you need and the business, okay? Be focused on that. This will give you, at the end of the day, better results. Of course, maintaining trust, building relationship, and of course, understanding that your culture and your background is different than the one sitting next to you is highly important. But I think that we try to focus on the current problem or what we are trying to achieve and leave everything which is not related to business outside of the table.
今天的课程听下来，基本上可以理解以色列的经济韧性靠的是一整套系统。企业从一开始就面向全球市场，政府在危机时替新创争取时间，产业文化强调快速的反应，也鼓励挑战既有的假设。长期面对安全的风险，让企业更熟悉不确定性。但台湾同样面对地缘政治风险，你觉得也有办法做到像以色列这样吗？欢迎留言告诉我们你的想法。今天的课程就到这里，欢迎分享给你身边的朋友，也记得订阅我们的频道，和我们一起看懂地缘政治背后的经济变化。那我们就下课啦。